throttled up, walking over to the excavator. I bought one of these choppers. You take a look at this tree I'm running into it. I mean, that's a pretty big stick right there. And this is a good look at the feed end of it. And you just grab them trees and you feed them into the business end of it. You can see that big pile on the left-hand side of chopped wood I got there. They say it'll take a 6-inch stick. I haven't dared to run a 6-inch stick through it. I take that back. Bought it from Hooten and Son up there, same folks I got my sawmill from, and they had a 6-inch, exactly 6-inch piece of old Christmas tree up there, and we run that through it to try it, and it ate it right up. But I got some hardwood going on here, so I've been trying to hold it down to 3-inch stuff. So we get her set up. We get our wood off to the one side where I can bite it with the excavator and swing it over into the feed end of it. And you can see the knives going around in there. Now watch the size of this. That's a pretty good sized stick right there. It just chops it up just like that. I mean, it's literally amazing how fast this thing is. And you take a look at the stick wood that I'm cutting with the shear. It'll cut 8-inch stuff, but I bite down to the end and you get down to 3 inches, and it's got all the branches and what have you on it. And you can't cut it with the processor good. Takes too much time, too much work. But my God, look at how fast this machine is. I mean, I feed it with the excavator. If I had to feed it by hand, it wouldn't be so fast, I'm sure. But you can see that. I mean, I got a great big pile of stuff there. Holy cow! And you get the stuff. You get the stuff over onto the back side there, where I can bite it with the bucket and the thumb. You see, I got a big wad that I got a hold of there. You stuff it in. Once it bites it self feeds. I mean, you can see it just pops right out the end. And I've learned that by biting the stick off the top, you kind of get a lot of the little stuff off the top that you really don't want. But you got to have a tractor to run this thing. It's like you got to be able to bite that material and get it out of the way. They sell them with a conveyor, but if you get them with a conveyor, you got to have a tractor and a wagon where I'm just chipping it on the ground in a pile. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll come down with the tractor with the skeleton bucket, or of course I can just bite it with the excavator, put it right on the trailer. You know, once you get a big pile of it, it doesn't really matter. You know, I'm not worried about losing a little bit of it on the ground because, I mean, I got so much of it that I used to waste anyway. But as we're going along here, I mean, you can see, again, feeding it with the excavator, it's like, you know, really fast. I was a little apprehensive when I first bought it. I didn't really know how good it was going to work, but it works really well. You know, once you figure out you got to position your excavator so that you can feed it from the one side and then tail the machine from the other to get the stuff out of the way and in the pile. You can see the blades going around in there. And I thought maybe it would work better running slow, but I find that by throttling it right up and running the tractor at PTO RPM, didn't realize it at first, but there's a right there on the right side of the chopper, under the covers is a 165-pound flywheel. So you get it throttled up and running at a pretty good speed with that flywheel going, and you can see it just eats that wood right up. So we cut a little wood today, and you can see there's quite a pile of it. I hope you enjoyed the video on the chopper.